Mike and Alex, back over to you.
Okay, let's get into the 7:33. And speaking of 33.
Yes, our next guest. Well, this, as you know, the strike is over and the tentative deal is in place, but it still needs to be voted on and approved. So we have District Council 33 President Greg Boulware here. But first we want to show you, because the news broke yesterday morning around 4 a.m. And the cameras were there as he was walking out, and this is what it looked like.
Any info, Mr. Boulware? We're hearing I spoke with the attorney outside, and he told me that a deal has been reached. Can you confirm that?
Yes, there's a deal been reached, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, tell us why, unfortunately. Why you use that word?
Because I'm not happy or satisfied with the outcome of things.
I mean, you were really dejected. Has your mood changed at all?
No, I'm not dejected. I'm still quite frustrated by the entire process. I think my job is to echo the sentiment of our members. Our members are very frustrated with how the administration has dealt with us and not truly recognize the issues that we're facing on a regular basis.
Now, when that video went out, and a lot of folks were reacting, one of the comments, because you said, I'm not happy or satisfied, or we're not happy or satisfied. And some of the comments were, well, then why did you agree? Why not just keep going? What do you say to that?
Right, there was a number of factors. One, we would see our membership, we could tell that they were fatigued out on the lines. You know, the first 2 days of the strike, there was a heavy rainpour out there, and members were soaked and tired, and we hit a heat wave behind that. And some people, nobody truly wanted to have to be out on that line to strike, but we collectively stood together as a body to make sure we could advocate for what we thought was in our best interest, and we needed wages that actually met the economic levels in the city that we live in, and some people were willing to do that. But and we also had a timeline. Unfortunately, the city was trying to pick us apart with injunctions all over the place. The first one came literally 30 seconds after we called the strike for members of the water department that were forced to go back to work.
Get back to work.
Yeah. We had members of 911 operators that were forced back to work. The city filed injunctions and said they had issues with picketing and protesting a lot of the locations, so there was too many people out there, and they were being unruly and things like that. And it was really a projection from the city on their end, trying to do what they need to get that injunction.
Sounds like you were echoing Attorney Sam Spears' statement, and I think we have it. Did you think the point of the strike is to create enough discomfort to get them, the city, to meet as many of the demands as we can get them to meet? But at the same point, then there's the threat of an injunction by a judge to stop the whole thing. That happened back in 1986.
Correct.
After about 20 days, a judge said, hey, this is getting bad for our health. You got to stop. Do you think that injunction was coming?
Oh, it was definitely coming. On top of the fact that we had already had like 4 injunctions at that point, and we knew that they were continuously going to continue to keep coming. And it's unfortunate that the city just didn't want to truly meet with us in good faith to get what we, our members, the men and women, deserve.
So, what did you think when you heard Mayor Parker say this yesterday about this is the best deal in 30 years?
Over my 4-year term, it's the largest pay increase proposal in one term of any Philadelphia mayor in over 30 years. The largest one-term, 4-year pay increase of any mayor in over 30 years.
Well, that's accurate.
Yeah, it's accurate, but it's also a projection for what she's trying to portray out to the public. The reality is 6 months ago, we signed a 1-year extension. At that time, we were trying to actually negotiate a 4-year deal. And so to connect that particular aspect to what we're currently going through is a little bit of a falsehood. It's a change of words around. This particular one that they were offering was an 8.75 percentage increase for our members. We wound up settling for a little more than that, but that's not the truth about what exactly was going on. So.
And of course, on the screen, we have some of the past mayors and what the increases were in there, and some of them no increases, like with Mayor Nutter.
Right.
To put that in perspective.
And that's over their whole term.
Correct.
4-year term.
Correct.
And also in addressing that press conference yesterday, what did you think about the fact, at one point she was even emotional about what the process had been like from her perspective. What were your thoughts watching that moment and watching that press conference?
Well, one, the mayor was never in the process. So
what do you mean?
The mayor doesn't sit into the process of negotiating.
She's not at those meetings?
No, not at all.
But I guess she's having phone calls with the people who are?
Yeah, she has her staff that represents her in those particular the issues, but she wasn't at the table in those instances. I mean, and the emotional part, I mean, we were the emotional ones. We're the ones that are underpaid. We're the ones that had 2 of our members that were struck down. And it took to that press conference before the mayor finally came out and said something publicly in regards to those men and women.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I don't know that we ever say what the salary of somebody who's one of your workers, like a trash collector. What is it? 47,000, 48,000?
Roughly, it's like 44 to 46,000, and a lot of that, quite honestly, is overtime. Like these men and women have to bust their humps working overtime. They're mandated to work overtime to get these streets cleaned up. We all see how the streets have been over the last, 7, 8 days, and they truly. Earn, should earn more than what they're. We're
going to go a little extra here. Roll that shot of the mayor saying that the relationship is broken right now.
About anything that we were, woulda, coulda, shoulda, not a part of our calculus. We're here trying to bring our family back together.
Can you get back together?
Yeah, when the city of Philadelphia and whomever is sitting in the seat of the mayor finally actually recognizes the economic strife that our members go through on a regular basis. You can't claim to be pro-union, pro-labor, pro-worker, and then not acknowledge and try to make steps to do things that changes that economic status for people.
She just said the raise, though, was just not viable for the budget of the city of Philadelphia.
Well, I mean, the mayor also tried to connect the housing initiative to our membership, and that had nothing to do with it at all. Unfortunately, if you have a program that's in place to try to get poor folks that are into housing, once you have them into housing, they then still have to be able to afford to live in that housing. They have to keep up with utilities and upkeep, and if you don't have a livable wage...
Will the deal be ratified?
I'm hopeful that it will be.
And when will that vote be?
We'll start doing the ratification, I believe, on Monday.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
We'll be
Good to see you,
following
Greg.
this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Taking a break.